Most people aren't even least. Most women aren't even curious about men.
What do you mean?
Okay. Ask a woman what she wants from a man, and she'll give you a thesaurus, a list, an encyclopedia. Ask what she brings to the table, and you can't even write it on the back of a stamp. Ask what she brings to the table, and you can't even write it on the back of a stamp. Most people aren't even.
How y'all doing? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy HOGGiiee with a couple more videos to talk about. How y'all think? What do y'all think? I kind of think he's right. Most women aren't concerned what men think, really what we attracted to, because they can't even, like, they say the basic stuff like cooking, cleaning, sex, and procreating. Like that's kind of the basics. Like what after that? Like what do you offer a man after that? Do you offer him any peace? Do you offer him just attitude and how much you can do this by yourself? Do you offer him any assurance that you not putting yourself out there for sale again? Right? Most of this, like what y'all asking for, y'all not willing to give back in return. Like, so y'all want to be able to ask for everything and not necessarily have to reciprocate anything back from that. That to me is corny as fuck, I guess. I mean, but y'all always want to talk about the double standards, and I think we all kind of use them to our benefit. But sometimes, I guess you gotta see what benefits you. I mean, and so far, all of this like independence ain't really benefiting the community. All of these parents having to do it on their own ain't really helping these kids. Ain't helping the kids. I'm a single dad. I have kids outside of my household. So this whole like doing it by yourself and learning being learned that we have to that we can just do it just do it by yourself. It's the perception is put out that it's easier to just do it by yourself. You know what I mean?
You're asking me if you come to the table and you check off all the boxes, what would be the issue at that point?
Right.
And I feel the issue at that point would be compatibility. And I think it boils down to what it is that the person that you're with desires.
If I check off all your boxes, wouldn't that make us compatible?
You may appear on paper to be the perfect person, but there may be something missing in the relationship that does not drive or move me.
Like what?
I mean, it could be a myriad of things.
Give me one.
You can have a small dick. Can't fuck. All like it could be a bunch of things. Like, you know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, you never know what a person has or wants or desires and how you guys are compatible for the relationship. You're asking me if you come to the table.
I don't get it. She says even if you check all the boxes, you still may not be compatible. What's the point of the boxes then? They're for just fun now. You could just literally just put up whatever boxes you want. Just say like, hey, I just check this box. You're tall, this and that, and then now we could even get to the stuff that's not even our fault. Like when it comes to status, money, and value, like you could say a man can become anything. Like a man, it's true. Like you could do whatever the fuck you want to do, and it's up to the man to put in the work to get there. For a woman, the value is there as soon as you're born. Like we're already being primed and trained to do the things that cater to women. Like for the good parents, for the most of the parents, they want their kids to be mannerable or respect. Like for my sons, and all I have is boys, they better respect women in the utmost. Like I put women on a pedestal, but not on a pedestal where they think they can look down on me on. But I put them up there to say, like, I appreciate for who you are, your role that you play in society, and most men do. And it's like y'all get caught up in so many other things. Like she said, all of the boxes can be checked, and you can still not be compatible. That's only because your options are still out there. You're still out there pursuing other avenues, because I don't understand, if you got all the boxes checked, what more could you possibly ask for? there's hundreds of memes out there saying that women cannot be pleased, and man, this may be the evidence may be just right there in our face. We just don't want to see it. You know what I mean?
Okay, real quick for the ladies. I'm gonna describe a regular man for you, and I want you to tell me if you would marry this man.
Okay.
5'8", about 35 to 50K per year. Would you marry that?
Hell no. He's below the poverty line. What are you talking about?
The poverty line is actually far less
regular.
than that.
Yes.
What's below
The average
inflation?
The average man in the United States today is about 5'8" and makes somewhere between $35,000 to $50,000 per year.
5'8" is fine, but I don't know about
So,
the 35.
real quick, raise your hands. How many of you guys would marry that man? Raise your hands if you would marry him. Yes or no?
I don't even know any men in that
Okay, hold on.
position.
So no one at the table would marry this man, right? No one? Okay. Congratulations. You and 1,000 other girls plus we've interviewed said the same exact thing. So it goes back to what I said. You said, most girls are gonna get a regular man. No, most girls don't even view regular men as a part, as members of society or an option. Most girls want extraordinary men.
And that's facts. Like that, facts. Like y'all go for the top 10%. Like y'all don't want. Like I'm an average guy. Like I have a job. I work 9 to 5. Do I make more than poverty? Yes. Like am I in the like mid 6 figures up there? No. Like I ain't there yet, but I'm gonna be that person eventually. But like to get somebody to accept a person in my position now with the hopes of women don't even go on that. They don't even go on like this man has potential to be something, or I can be the catalyst to get him there. It's always like, what do you have now? What is that? What kind of shoes is that? Like they're so quick to judge right off of that. But then when we say as men we want a woman to be this way or that way, it's like, wait, you being judgy. No, you're insecure. That's small dick energy. Like the other girl said, like, oh, you can have all the boxes checked, but you can have a little dick. Or you may not be able to fuck. I mean, if that's how petty the relationship line is, like we doomed. We're doomed to be a civilization separate, only literally making babies. And the way a lot of these women saying like they gonna use science to do all that. So y'all don't see how society is pushing men further and further out of society, and then how more detrimental and deterred and troublesome the community is becoming. I don't know. It's like they see that the situation is like everybody's going after the same men, and they asking these men to be a certain way, and they're not accepting that like maybe what they want from them type of man is not possible. Like when they say lower your standards, it's not lower your standards in the equality of man. It's just in the value you want from that man. You may not be able to get the man that has 7 figures a year. You may be only worth the man that has 100,000 a year. You know what I mean? But you have to decide. Like you have to really be honest with yourself. And a lot of these videos and a lot of these arguments, it's about being honest with yourself. Like women's value is valued different than men's, and that's that simple.
You pull up in that Ferrari or that Rolls Royce, it has a big impact when you get to that nightclub.
There's a study that was done, I think, in the early 90s, where they manipulated the status, the attire of men and women into one of 3 different types: high status, medium, and some t-shirt or McDonald's. And then they asked men and women, would you go out for a coffee with this guy? Would you go out on dinner? Would you have sex with him? Would you marry him? And across all 6 levels of relationships, the status of the attire of a man had a profound effect on the likelihood of the woman saying yes. Higher the status, the more likely she said yes. That same manipulation on women had 0 effect on men.
You pull up in that Ferrari or that Rolls Royce, it has a...
Think about it like with men, when women see men, they see dollar signs. They see, what can he do for me? When men see women, we see I don't want to say like objects, we see beauty. And a lot of us, we see the outside, of course, first, but we have a lot of men build an essence of seeing that inner beauty too. And we, a lot of times, we want to find that based off of what you present to us, though. Like, if a book has a cover or something you don't mess with, but inside the cover it's a beautiful story, you're not gonna pick up that book. Most 9 out of 10, that's just how the world kind of works. We all kind of judge off of first appearance. The difference is men's primary attractiveness is that, like, what we see, how it's presented to us is how we're going to approach it. Now, there's not too many women out here that's not getting attention. That's the thing. Like, you could be a fool or somebody in your DMs. It's somebody diving, you know what I mean, and ready to go. So, for men, it's a matter of becoming what women want. So, yeah, like, we do what the things we do, all of this fighting to be corporate people and stuff like that. Yeah, it's fun to have the money and the security and not have to worry about being broke and stuff like that. But it's for the women, because we can dumb it down a lot and still survive. But being the top guy gets you the most options. If it was all about, like, if these top 10% all really wanted to just find a wife, they wouldn't have needed to be in the top 10%. Unless it was just in their goal to be the top 10%. Other than that, like, it's for the women. They can get to a certain point of like, cool. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Everybody got their own opinions and values in this life. I think we have put too much value on materialistic things that we can't even see beyond the beauty behind what we see up front. Even myself, I've been through so many relationships that it's hard for me to see a potential in a relationship when I am around somebody. And I probably passed up a lot of people that was wonderful for me. But we all have to get out of this societal kind of opinion or a societal opinionated community where we all just need to be right. And it's not the case. We need to figure out our roles in society and figure out how do we best incorporate them to be the best version of ourselves. I don't know. It's just a lot I've been thinking about seeing these videos and stuff about how we are as men and women, and how back in the day everybody say like, oh, you must wanted to be back in the 60s. I don't think they meant when we talk about it in a sense of y'all want that type of lifestyle from the man. So y'all want to take us and put us back in the 60s, say provide, but then say like, I want to be independent. It's hard for us to want to be around you when you're the type that constantly tell us you don't need us. We don't need you, but we want you. We want you a lot. Like, you, women, you are powerful. You just fighting the battle. You fighting for the wrong rights, I think, is the word I'm trying to say. I don't know what it is, but I think y'all fighting the battle the wrong way. Y'all way more powerful than y'all ever think y'all in. They fight wars over women. They have gone and conquered countries because of the women that was there. I think we need to kind of figure out how to communicate the process moving forward. And it's not about needing each other. It is. I guess it is. It's about needing each other to further our existence. So if not for anything else, for that and for the strength of the community, we need to figure out how we can, because y'all don't see that they just constantly just pushing us further and further away. Just constantly pushing us further and further away. I don't know how far we're going to get before we realize that, like, we are being programmed in a way that's not conducive to us. Anyway, I think I got to ranting. I kind of do that, but we here. Thank you for tuning in to the channel. I'm gonna hit y'all with a little motivation at the end. But thank you. It's your boy HOGGiiee, and I'm out.
In my experience, you get the furthest being authentic, even if your shit make people uncomfortable a little bit. And At the end of the day, you're gonna be you, I'm gonna be me, and we'll go from there.